Hey guys, Marstegan here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so now with the release of the LR Blue Boys, we finally have a new leader for the Joined Forces category team. Obviously before, we only had the Kale and Caulifla, whose leader skill I think is 130 as the highest possible lead. And so now we have a 150 lead, and obviously these guys are a pretty strong unit in general. So I decided to throw together a full Joined Forces team and jump into the Time Patrol event, just because we talked about this on like a previous podcast episode, but the fact that they didn't do this as an Infinite Dragon Ball history stage and made it like its own event, maybe they'll add to it each time the Heroes thing comes out. But it very much might be like the Vegito Dokkan Fest event. Well, technically not a Dokkan Fest event, I guess just Dokkan event. That they mentioned in the news and on the Dokkan Now. The fact that once the Heroes stuff goes away, that Vegito event will go away as well. So potentially we could see this go away. So while it's still here, I thought we'd jump into here rather than one of the other Infinite Dragon Ball history stages. And we can see how we get on. So as you can see, I am running a full LR Joined Forces team, apart from our boys down here, Broly and Paragus. And I decided to bring them because they are a Pure Saiyans or Joined Forces support unit. Attack and defense 40% is obviously very good. And we fight a couple of Pure Saiyans throughout this, so they will get their full passive active a couple of times. Funnily enough, the full team that they're going to be supporting, like the two main rotations, are Pure Saiyans, because we'll get the 2 3-year LR fusions together. And then I want to run the Blue Boys with Kale and Caulifla, because they do at least have Tournament of Power. Because obviously the problem with the Blue Boys on certain teams is they're not going to link up super well with people, and Tournament of Power is kind of like their main key link. So Kale and Caulifla seem like the best option for them in terms of linking, just because having that 3 key link is obviously going to be very useful for the turns where we can't necessarily get a whole bunch of orbs together. Obviously this turn we managed to get a pretty good selection plus a couple of rainbow orbs, so we are going to go ahead and get the additionals here. I did find a 79% Blue Boys friend who did put some skill orbs on them as well, so we'll take a look at them next turn around. Kale and Caulifla are 4.1 million attack stat on their first turn as well. That is pretty good. Obviously not fighting a Pure Saiyan, so they're not getting any guaranteed additionals, but mine has 2 dupes, so we are getting the additional super attack from the hidden potential system. But unfortunately no crit, so thanks to the type disadvantage, we don't take him out. And then no super from the LR Gogeta means we don't take him out either. So we'll go ahead and do this. And as you can see, the other unit that we brought along was the free-to-play Saiyaman 1 and 2. They provide everybody some key and a defensive boost. So that just helps out the team in general. They can seal with their 12 key super, but I think once we get like a couple of phases into this event, we can't do that anyway. So that's not really too important. So yeah, I think this team working out pretty well so far. The fact that you got like, that's the thing, now that we're hitting that level where we've got like a 150 lead, that is now pretty equivalent to some of the categories out there, some of the first few categories. Even now we're seeing units that are still getting like 150 category leader skills. So, you know, this kind of makes Joined Forces like quote unquote a real category now. And as you can see, whilst there are a bunch of other options, I can run essentially a full LR team. You've got units like the Go Bros, who are insanely good. I could have put them onto... I guess I could have had them on rotation with like one of the year 3 fusions and then have the other one just floating. But I wanted to put those 2 together. There's just a lot of good units. There's a lot of LRs that come out now as well that are on Joined Forces. So this is a very LR heavy category. Very easy to make a full LR team with this category. And there's a few free-to-play options as well. There's obviously a ton of non-LR units on here that would be good. I just figured that for the sake of this video and showing out this team with, you know, as high a power level as we could, I brought the full LR version aside from subbing in Broly and Paragus just for that extra support, because having a 40% support unit is obviously very, very good. So now that we have the two fusions together, unfortunately the problem with the LR fusions is they get a ton of extra ki from rainbow orbs, but when you get a situation like this where there's not a ton of orbs to pick up, they can struggle a little bit. But go ahead and do this, and obviously at some point, depending on, you know, if we get to a certain point in this event where we start to take a little bit more damage, we could potentially get them to fuse, and then obviously that is when things really kick off, because once they're fused into Gogeta and Vegito, they obviously link insanely well and are incredibly powerful. So that's hopefully we'll get to see that throughout the course of the event. 1.8 for these guys on their 12 key super is definitely not terrible. Remember, my blue boys are only 55%. So, I mean, they're taking double-digit damage with no support. So, that is pretty good. So, let us, get all of these. Full 24 key super attack. What is their defense? 152k. That's pretty good. And then, let me show off their thing here. So they're 79%. The guy's gone for a fair bit of crit, and then they do have a bunch of crit orbs as well. So he's got 11 and 18, and then the level 3 dodge. That's what we like to see. Right, so we'll give you these, and then Vegeta can't be sealed. I think we're already at that point in the event where we're not going to be sealing anybody up, so that's fine. But 3.64, okay, that's pretty good, considering the Saiyaman 1 and 2 do not provide attack support. So 3.1 million crit, okay. And then the additional normal attack, only got the one rainbow orb, unfortunately. And Kale and Caulifla of 4.1. So yeah, Kale and Caulifla, still very good. I've started link leveling them a little bit. They're not like super far done. I think most of their links are like 4, 5, maybe 6. They are still incredibly good. Alright, so we can put you first. So now, of course, remember the Year 3 fusions were retroactively added to Pure Saiyan, so they're getting the buff. I guess technically they'd always get the buff because they buff joint forces as well. But yeah, 170k and 150k defense is pretty good. Sadly, we can't get the 18 key super again. And then Broly and Paragus, now that we're not fighting a Pure Saiyan enemy, will not be getting their full passive, so they're probably going to take a little bit of damage in the final spot from Gotenks, but I'm not hugely opposed to that. Wow, 5 million attack stat, okay, not hugely opposed to that, because we want to start losing a bit of health so we can use the active skill for the blue boys. Thinking about it now, before I started recording today, I transferred the account over and didn't change it back into English, so if we do get it, we get to hear the Japanese active skill. But if you want to hear the English one, I did remember to change it over for the 55% showcase that I put up yesterday. So 80k, that's not terrible, I guess. We're also not going to be super far off of the Dokkan attack, so we'll be careful about picking up too many same type orbs here. No super for you, but I have a feeling that these first two here are probably just going to finish things off. Didn't pick up a ton of orbs with the blue boys, so as you can see, their defense and their attack not as high. That is probably, I'd say, the main drawback for them, and any unit that is essentially a nuking style unit, is when you're faced with those turns where you can't pick up a ton of orbs, then obviously they're not going to perform as well. But I mean, they're still very good, they're still very strong. I mean, that's still a very reasonable attack stat for them to hit. And can we actually finish them off here? There we go. Alright, so we can move on to Vegex. Yeah, okay. We are going to be getting the Dokkan attack this turn by the looks of it. So, and yes, this is a very good rotation to have these guys on, because now we're actually getting the extra key. So we'll do this, and then we can do this. Will this give me the Dokkan attack? No. Okay, cool. Alright, so Vegito going to get supered in slot 1. We do have raised defense from the Go Bros, but yeah, they can't tank super attacks super well. So we are going to have the active skill ready for the blue boys on the next turn. Because we should tank the rest of these normal attacks basically for no damage. Even the Gogeta with type disadvantage. Thanks to the extra defense from the Saiyaman 1 and 2. And the fact that obviously mine is Rainbow. We should tank this, yeah, for double digits. So, we are going to be able to use the active skill on the next turn. One thing to bear in mind, of course, is that we do lose a lot of defense by using the active skill. So I might use an item after we use it. But yeah, we can pick up quite a few orbs here. So that's good. Right, so let's go ahead and use the active skill for blue boys. I do love that active skill, very cool. So it gives them full 24 key, and then we can pick up 8 orbs. There's a couple of rainbows thrown into the mix. So their defense is still 69k, which is, it's not great, but it's not terrible. So we'll go ahead and pop this here now. Now that we've used the active skill, we can heal up and get some damage reduction. And then we'll just grab these for you. Plus, of course, we do have Broly and Paragus on this rotation as well. And we're getting the Dokkan attack, so yeah, this is going to be a very, very high attack stat from them here. 6.8 million. Okay. So remember, they're under a 150... Ooh, it's very quick. They're under a 150 category lead. They're linked up with Kale and Caulifla, so the only attack links that they're getting is Super Saiyan and Fierce Battle. Because obviously on this particular team setup, you know, is not their best link partner. I guess technically under their lead, because they also have the all-out struggle category as part of their leader skill. You could just bring the STR Blue Kaioken Goku, who is their best link partner. But just for the sake of the video, I wanted to make it a full joined forces team. So obviously this isn't the best team that you could run for them, but it's still pretty good. So for checks, dodging the super attack, and then the follow-up normal takes him out. So only downside, I guess, so far is that we didn't get the opportunity to transform with the fusions, but go ahead and grab all of those, and then these. The only problem, I guess, I would say with this particular team setup, we got quite lucky here, actually, with how the orbs dropped down, but all 3 of these units on this turn really require rainbow orbs, because the fusions need them for the extra key, and then of course the blue boys want to pick them up for that extra ability to get the multiple attacks and everything. So but yeah, we should deal a lot of damage in this one turn, even though we only got the 12 key super attack with the Goku and Vegeta. So I mean, technically this whole rotation is 3 different LR Goku and Vegetas. So but yeah, very strong rotation. I mean, even a 2 million attack stat on only their 12 key super under the double 150 leads, I would say that that is pretty good. And we did pick up a couple of rainbows, so get those extra attacks. Plus, of course, like especially for me, with mine being at 55%, getting those rainbow orbs is really big, because it gives us the ability to get the crits. Which is why I would switch those 2 around, so we could at least get a rainbow orb for them there. Because even though it's only an additional normal attack, it's the fact that we get the 7% chance to crit as well, which for a unit that is either like physical, int, or AGL, being only 55%, they don't have the ability to crit until you start factoring in like skill orbs and stuff like that, which I haven't actually given any of mine. Obviously this friend one does have a pretty reasonable crit level already, so picking up the rainbow orbs really only helps in terms of getting the additionals. And then of course, remember, units that have additionals built into their passive are more likely to trigger additionals from their hidden potential system, so you do want to be picking up as many rainbow orbs as possible with these guys. So we take out Gohunks, and now we're on to Supreme Kai of Time. This is a pretty good speed like run for this event. So we'll go ahead and put you there. We didn't actually get the fuses to transform though at any point, which is quite surprising. And then Broly and Paragus, even though we're not facing a pure Saiyan here, at least we have type advantage. So And then Supreme Kai supering Vegito, where we have type advantage as well. So I will take that. Unfortunately, she doesn't seal on her super attack as the final boss of this event, which I wouldn't put it past them to have done that, seeing as though the unit does seal on super attack. That would have been incredibly inconvenient. But Vegito able to go ahead and just delete 2 of those health bars. Crit from Gogeta as well. So lots of damage straight away in this first turn. Obviously, Broly and Paragus not getting their full passive, so not going to hit crazy hard, but not bad from them. So they've locked. So she's locked the 55% blue boys in slot 1. We can pick up 6 orbs though, which is pretty decent, with 1 rainbow included. Not quite enough for their 18 key super though, unfortunately. But we can get a ton of AGL orbs for you. And then I guess we'll just get those for you. So let's see. How well are they going to tank here? 28k. I mean, that's not terrible for a 55%. But we picked up like 6 orbs, which obviously is quite a lot. Like there are units like Kefla, Bojack who need you to pick up 6 orbs. And it can sometimes be a little bit difficult. We are going to be on very low HP by the end of this turn, but we should survive. Obviously, Kale and Caulifla infinitely stack their defense, so their defense is going to be insanely high at this point, as well as the fact that they have the built-in chance to dodge. And then the friend on the end, being 79%, is obviously going to have way higher defense than R1 in slot 1, which means we are actually going to get the fusion, which means we're probably going to be finishing off the event with Vegito. Just clapping back at Supreme Kai. We could potentially kill her with counters, depending how many attacks there are in slot 1. So, but yeah, get these transformations. It's a shame when you look back at these units that coming out when they did. Imagine if these units came out now, how amazing those 2 like fusion animations would be. But oh, okay, so she's gonna lock Vegito in slot 1. All right, well, I guess we'll put Gogeta in slot 1. Get the 18 key super with him. Guess we're not going to be killing her with counters, but I guess it depends, because now that we are transformed into Gogeta, we do have the super effective against all types. So yeah, 3.7 million. Probably take her out here. No, so 1.8 million, no crit. Gogeta probably takes a bit of damage from the super. Although we do have, wow, yeah, still 180k. But Vegito now 4.3. He's got type advantage. So I think this is GG for Supreme Kai here. So there you go. That is the full LR Joined Forces category team. Joined Forces, definitely a team that is a little bit, you know, more viable now. Because obviously this event, whilst probably not the hardest of the long form events, is up there in terms of the difficulty with like some of the recent ones. So I would say that this team functioned very well. And if we go to my yeah, there you go, this is the Joined Forces category. So as you can see, it is absolutely full of LRs, whole bunch of free-to-play options as well. This Vegeta is on here, which I still, one day I hope this guy gets an easy A. He was one of my favorite units when he first came out. But as you can see, there is a ton of solid options on here and a ton of free-to-play options as well. So the team can be very, very good. So let me know what you guys think of the category down below. Did you pull the blue boys? Like I say, if you don't have them, the next best lead is Kale and Caulifla with 4 key and 130%. But again, they're another summonable LR, so probably not the easiest. One way I guess you could run the category if you wanted to try it out is to bring these guys. You have to bring a full super types team with 1 unit of each typing, and then you could bring a blue boys friend. But yeah, pretty strong category now that we have a decent leader. So let me know what you guys think down below. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the link to my Discord in the description. Feel free to join in the fun over there, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.